Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In today's lesson, we will talk about the negative command. In other words, how do we tell somebody not to do something? In the previous lessons, we've talked about a command. So how do you tell somebody to do something? And we've talked about a command in the second person. We've talked about commands for third person and first person. Today, the conversation will be how do you tell somebody not to do something? The first thing here is to understand the difference and distinction between a negation versus a negative command. A negation is where you are saying that a certain action is not happening. So for example, I might say to my student, you are not writing. So it is a negation of the verb writing. So I say to one student that you are writing, and then to another student, I say you are not writing. This is called a negation, and with a negation, the verb stays in rafa form or its regular form. And we've talked about many different ways of negating. We've talked about la and ma. So there are different ways of negating. There are some negators like lan and lam which change the verb, but your most basic present tense negation, which is a la, this will keep the verb in rafa form. So here when I say the verb stays in regular form or rafa form, I'm talking about negating using la. But then we also have a negative command. So I might say to you, don't write. And this is also done using la. So we have a la for negation, and then we have a la for a negative command. So how do we know whether the la is for a negation or whether the la is a negative command? And the answer is, when the la is for a negative command, so don't do something, then the verb is in majzoom form. And we've talked about several other operators that change the verb into majzoom. Here we are learning about one more operator, the lai nahi. So don't do it. In Arabic, nahi means don't do it. Like we say nahi anil munkar, don't do bad things. So the la nahi, which is the la for a negative command, will put the verb in majzoom form. The la, which is a negation, does not put the verb in negative form. Now, what about first person and third person? We've also talked about first person command and third person command. With third person, if I want to say somebody should not write or may not write, the way we do that is we put a lam and then there is the verb, and the verb is in majzoom form. When we are putting a negation for first person or third person, then this lam kasra is dropped and it is replaced by a la. So we have a la and then we have the third person or second person verb, but the verb is in majzoom form. Let's look at several examples now, and we'll understand this through a very simple verb. So the verb is kazaba yakzibu. I hope you remember that this means to lie. So how do I say that he should not lie? This is clearly a negative command. So he should not lie. We have la. So this is the lie nahi, which means don't do it. And then yakzib. So notice this is majzoom. The last letter here, ba, has a jazm in it. So this means that he should not lie. La yakziba. This means they too should not lie. La yakzibu. They, plural, should not lie. La takzib. She should not lie. La takziba. They too, females, should not lie. La yakzibna. They, females, should not lie. And then when we come to second person, this is a direct second person command. So I might be commanding you and I say la takzib. So here again we have la, and then notice that this is majzoom. So la takzib is I'm telling you don't lie. La takziba, I'm telling two people don't lie. La takzibu, I'm telling all of you, don't lie. For second person female, the regular verb would be takzibina, but the noon is removed. So because this is majzoom, so this becomes la takzibi. So you female, don't lie. Then la takziba, both of you don't lie. La takzibna, all of you females don't lie. And then la akzib means I should not lie. And la nakzib means we should not lie. So this is how we do a negative command. Now, what I would want you to do, we'll do this briefly here. I'll just get you started, and then this is something that you need to do for homework. We need to put a negative command for kataba. So this is bab nasara. What does this become in present tense? Kataba. So bab nasara is nasara yansuru. So kataba would be kataba
yaktubu.
yaktubu. So kataba yaktubu. All right. So that's a present tense verb of fail mudare. Now, how would we, if I wanted to say he should write, how would I say that? So he should write. That would be.
Yaktub.
So if I said he should write, it would be la li yak. So this is what we studied last time. But now we want to say that he should not write. How do we do that?
La yaktub.
La yaktub.
Exactly. La yaktub. So this means that he should not write. How will I say he is not writing?
La yaktubu.
Exactly. So he is not writing would be la yaktubu. So notice this la over here, the la yaktubu, this la is a negation. So it's simply saying that he is not writing. Whereas this la is a negative command. In Arabic, it's called la nahi. So la nahi means don't do it. So la yaktub means he should not write. So now let's just fill this out. We are doing kataba yaktubu and we are doing negative command. So this would be la yaktub. Okay, now let's see who's here. So Dr. Ghani, why don't you do the rest of these third person male?
La yaktuba.
So very good. La yaktuba.
La
And then,
yaktubu.
very good. And the plural would be la yaktubu. I'm skipping the vowels, but by now you can read this without vowels. So la yaktubu. Why is the noon missing?
It's in majzoom form.
This is majzoom form. How would I say they are not writing? So somebody else. So Aziz Saab, how would I say they are not writing?
La yaktubuna.
Exactly. So la yaktubuna would be they are not writing. Okay, then for female, it would be la
Taktub.
so tak tub. The dual would be the same. And then what would we have over here? La
Taktubuna.
Yeah, this would be la yak tub. Remember, the female plural noon is very strong. This doesn't get dropped. So la yaktubna. Okay, then second person.
The dual form la yaktuba or la taktuba for female?
The the dual form for female, la yaktuba. Yeah, it's actually, you're right. So this should be the dual form for female is. Let me clean this up. Very nice. Thank you, Dr. Wani. Erase. Yeah, the three dual forms are the same actually. La tak tuba. This actually is very infrequent. La tak tuba. All right. Okay, now let's come to second person. How do I say to you, don't write? So let me pick somebody else now.
The
So let
same.
me, Dr. Shafiq, how do I say don't write?
La taktub. Should
Exactly.
be the same.
So la tak tub. La tak tub, don't write. And then how do I say you two men don't write?
La taktuba.
Yeah, this is the same as the third person female plural. From context, we would tell the difference. La tak to ba, and all of you men don't write.
La taktubu.
La tak to bu. And this form, the second person male plural is very common because the second person male actually means male and female. So if a negative command is being given to a whole group, which includes men and women, then this form would be used, la taktubu. So this is very common. So when Allah is giving us a command, He would use this form or this other form. If Allah is giving us a command in the third person, so indirectly, then la yaktubu, this sort of form would be used. All right. The rest I'd want you to complete for homework. It's fairly obvious, and then you have the example on the previous slide to base this on. All right. Just as a side remark, just like we've talked about adding emphasis with a noon, so the same thing happens over here. This is called noon sakila. Noon sakila means a heavy noon. So idrib means this is a command, hit, and idribanna means definitely hit. La tadrib is don't hit, and la tadribanna means definitely don't hit. So this noon sakila is used with negative commands also if you want to put emphasis in what you're saying. All right, let's do some translations now. La tahzan inna allaha ma'ana. So what does this mean? La tahzan, indeed Allah is with us. So huzn means grief. So la tahzan. La tahzan means don't grieve. Allah is with us. This noon is part of the root. So the root is ha, za, noon, huzn. So la tahzan, how do you know this is a command? Because this is a majzoom. Wala taqrabul fawahisha. And is this a negation or a negative command?
Negative
This
command.
it's a negative command because the noon is missing. So la
It's a command.
taqrabu, it's a command, it's a negative command. Don't go close to al-fawahisha's immorality. La wala yahzunka qawluhum. This is third person. Huzn again is grief. So, but this is, since this is third person, the translation would be, oh, can somebody translate this for me? Manzoor Saab, do you want to try? Huzn means grieve.
So you do not grieve.
No, this is third. The translation should be in third person because this is yahzunka.
Ola yazunka qawluhum. Yazunka means
Grieve. It's a,
they
this is
should not,
slightly, yeah.
they should not grieve
You.
And you
qawluhum
should know.
for their words.
So, Dr. Ghani, you want to try?
Don't let their words make you sorrowful.
Exactly. So, exactly.
And
Qawluhum, exactly. Qawluhum is their words. Words and la yazunka. So, their words should not grieve you, or we can also say their words, this is a negative command. Let not their words grieve you. So Allah is saying to the Prophet, and indirectly sort of to us also, that sometimes when we are doing something good, people might say negative things about us, and Allah is saying to the Prophet and indirectly to us that let not their words grieve you. And this is a negative command. La ya zan, it should not. Why is this ya? Because it's referring to the qawl. The qawlu is the subject, and ka is the object. Okay. Ya ayyatuhan nafsul mutma'inna irji'i. So return ila rabbiki. So this is just a regular command. Wala tahsabanna allaha ghafilan amma ya'mulu zalimun. So wala tahsabanna, and definitely don't think. So Allah's, this is a negative. Hasaba yahsibu means to think or to consider. So definitely, why am I saying definitely don't think? Because of this noon saqila. So definitely don't think. So Allah is saying to us, definitely don't think that Allah is the object here. So Allah is saying to us, don't think that Allah is ghafilan, is sort of ignorant of or unaware of. Amma what? Ya'malu. So ya'malu is what they are doing, who's doing? The zalim are doing. Ya baniya, oh my dear children, la tadkhulu. So this is a command, don't enter min babin wahidin, from a single gate. Wadkhulu, but enter min abwabin mutafarriqah. But this is Hazrat Yaqub giving advice to his children that when they go to Egypt, they should enter from multiple gates. Just, so sort of in a way, be careful. So he is saying, don't enter from a single gate, but enter from multiple. Mutafarriqa means different. So enter from different gates. Okay. And then this is something you can do for homework. There are several segments from different ayat in the Quran, lots of negative commands. So this is a negative command, this is a regular command, this is a negative command, fala taqrabuha, so negative command. So obviously, as you might imagine, in the Quran there are lots of do's and don'ts, and the do's and don'ts are expressed as commands. Therefore, understanding commands is extremely important. And the good thing is that all the references are given. So if you have some trouble, you can open up your Quran and go to the relevant place. But I want you to first try the translation on your own before you look at the Quran.